Al-Qur'an, Chapter 6. Praise be to God who created the heavens and the earth and made darkness and light. Then those who disbelieved in their Lord are becoming equal. He is the one who created you from clay. Then he decreed a term and specified a term with him. Then you fall from sky. And he is God in the heavens and on earth, knows your secret and speaking unto you, and knows what you earn. And whatever comes to them from a verse of their Lord, they turn away from it. They denied the truth when it came to them, so news of what they used to mock at will come to them. Did they not see how many generations we destroyed before them, whom we established in the land more than how we established you? And we sent the sky over them in abundance, and we made rivers flow beneath them. Yet we destroyed them for their sins, and we created after them another generation. And if we sent down to you a book on parchment, and they would have touched it with their hands, those who disbelieved would say, "This is nothing but clear magic." And they said, if only an angel had been sent down to him, and if he had sent down an angel, the matter would have been decided. Then they do not look back. And if we had made an angel, we would have made him a man, and we would have confused them with what they are confused about. Messengers before you were mocked, yet what they mocked at caught up with those whom they mocked. Say, travel through the land and then see what was the end of the deniers. Say, to whom is what is in the heavens and the earth? Say, to God. He has ordained mercy for himself. Then he will gather you together until the day of resurrection, of which there is no doubt. Those who have lost themselves do not believe. And he has what dwells in the night and the day, and he is the all-hearing, the all-knowing. Say, should I take a guardian other than God, creator of the heavens and the earth, while he feeds and is not fed? Say, I have been commanded to be the first to embrace exclusive surrender to God, and do not be of the one whose surrender to God is not exclusive. Say, I fear if I disobey my Lord the punishment of a great day. Whoever is spared from his punishment on that day will have his mercy. That is a clear victory. And if God touches you with harm, there is no one who removes it but he. And if he touches you with good, then he has power over all things. And he is the omnipotent over his servants, and he is the all-wise, the all-aware. Say, which thing is greater in testimony? Say, God is witness between me and you. This Quran was revealed to me to warn you with it, and to whoever it reaches. That you bear witness that with God there are other gods. Say, I do not bear witness. Say, he is only one God, and I am ignorant of what you associate with him. Those whom we have given the book know it as they know their children. Those who have lost themselves, they do not believe. And who is more unjust than one who invents a lie against God or denies his revelations? Indeed, the unjust do not succeed. And on the day when we will gather them all together, then we will say to those who associate partners, where are your partners about whom you used to talk over? Then their response would be nothing except that they would say, by God, our Lord, we did not associate partners with God. See how they lied to themselves, and what they used to fabricate has gone astray. And among them are those who listen to you, and we have placed veils over their heart so that they do not understand it, and in their ears deafness. And if they see every sign, they did not believe in it. When they come to argue with you, those who disbelieve say, this is nothing but myths of the ancients. And they forbid it and distance themselves from it, and they only destroy themselves, and they do not perceive it. And if you could see when they stood at the fire, they said, oh, I wish we were responding, and we did not deny the signs of our Lord, and we were among the believers. Rather, it seemed they have what they used to hide before, and if they were to respond, they would have returned to what they were forbidden from, and they are indeed liars. And they said that it is nothing but our worldly life, and we are not here for the sake of something. And if you could see when they stood before their Lord, he said, is this not true? They said, yes, by our Lord. He said, then taste the punishment for what you used to disbelieve. Those who deny about meeting God have lost until when the hour came to them suddenly, they said, "Oh, our regret for what we neglected in it." And they carry their burdens on their backs. What they bear is bad. And the life of this world is nothing but play and amusement, and the home of the hereafter is better for those who fear God. Do you not understand? We certainly know that what they say saddens you, for they do not lie to you, but the wrongdoers deny God's signs. Messengers before you have been denied, so they patiently endured when they were denied and persecuted until our victory came to them, and there is no changing the words of God, and the news of the messengers has come to you. And if their turning away is difficult for you, then if you are able to seek a tunnel into the earth or a ladder in the sky, then bring them a sign, and if God willed, He would gather them on guidance. So do not be of the ignorant. Only those who hear, respond, and the dead are resurrected by God, then to Him they return. And they said, "Why is not a sign revealed to him from his Lord?" Say, God is able to send down a sign, but most of them do not know. And there is no animal on the earth, nor a bird that flies with its wings, except for nations like you. We did not omit anything in the record. Then to their Lord they will be gathered. And those who deny our signs are deaf and dumb in the darkness, whom God wills to lead astray, and whomever He wants, He makes him on a straight path. Say, have you seen if God's punishment came upon you, or if the hour came upon you, would you call upon anyone other than God if you were truthful? In fact, you call on Him, and He reveals what you call on to Him, if He wills, and you forget what you associate with Him. Indeed, we sent messengers to nations before you, so we seized them with adversity, so that they might supplicate. Had it been that when our punishment came to them, they supplicated, but their hearts hardened, and Satan made it seem fair to them what they used to do. So when they forget what they were reminded of, we opened to them the doors of everything, until when they were happy with what they were given, we seized them suddenly, and behold, they were paralyzed. He cut off the roots of the people who wronged, and praise be to God, Lord of the worlds. Say, do you see what if God took away your hearing and your sight and sealed your hearts? Who would be the deity to restore it other than God? See how we explain the verses, yet they turn away. Say, do you see that if God's punishment came to you suddenly or openly, would anyone but the wrongdoing people perish? And we do not send the messengers except as glad tidings and warnings. So whoever believes and reforms, there is no fear for them, nor do they grieve. And those who deny our signs will be touched by punishment because they were disobedient. Say, I do not say to you that I have the treasuries of God, nor do I know the unseen, nor do I tell you that I am an angel. I only follow what is revealed to me. Say, are the blind and the seeing equal? Will you not reflect? And warn with it those who fear that they will be gathered to their Lord. They have no guardian or intercessor besides Him, so that they may fear God. And do not expel those who call on their Lord morning and evening, desiring His face. You do not owe anything for their account, and there is nothing from your reckoning with them. So you expel them, and then you will be of the wrongdoers. And so we tried some of them by others to say, are these from among us a favor from God upon them? Is not God most knowing of the grateful? And when those who believe in our signs come to you, say, peace be upon you, your Lord has ordained mercy for Himself. Indeed, whoever of you does evil in ignorance, then repents thereafter and reforms, then He is forgiving, merciful. Thus we explain the verses and to clarify the path of the criminals. Say, I have been forbidden to worship those whom you invoke besides God. Say, I will not follow your desires. I would have gone astray, and I would not be of the rightly guided. Say, I have proof from my Lord, and you have denied it. I have nothing on what you are hastening with. The judgment is only for God. He tells the truth, and He is the best of judges. Say, if I had something for which you would hasten, the matter would have been settled between you and me, and God knows best the wrongdoers. And with him are the keys to the unseen. None knows them but him, and he knows what is in the land and the sea, and not a leaf falls but he knows it, and there is not a grain in the darkness of the earth, nor anything wet or dry, except that it is in a clear record. And it is he who takes you to death at night, and he knows what you did during the day, then he resurrects you in it so that an appointed term may be fulfilled, then to him is your return, then he informs you of what you used to do. He is the omnipotent over his servants, and he sends guardians over you until when death comes to one of you. Our agents take them to death, and they do not fail. Then they are returned to God, their true Lord. Indeed, he has the judgment, and he is the swiftest of reckoning. Say, who will save you from the darkness of land and sea? You call upon him, supplicating and secretly. If he saves us from this, we will be among the thankful. Say, God will save you from it and from every distress. Then you will be associate. Say, he is able to send torment upon you from above you or from under your feet, or to divide you into factions, and some of you taste the violence of others. Behold, how we explain the verses so that they may understand. And your people denied it, and it is the truth. Say, I am not an agent over you. For every tiding you will come to know. And if you see those who ridicule our verses, then turn away from them until they delve into a discourse other than it. Or if Satan makes you forget, then after remembering, do not sit with the wrongdoing people. And there is nothing on those who guard against their reckoning, but a remembrance that they may fear. And leave those who have taken their religion as a play and a distraction, and the life of this world deceive them, and remind them that a soul should be brave for what it has earned. Besides God, it has no guardian or intercessor, and if every justice equals, it will not be taken from it. Those are the ones who acted arrogantly for what they earned. For them is a drink of boiling water and a painful punishment because they used to disbelieve. Say, should we invoke besides God that which neither benefits us nor harms us? And should we turn back on our heels after God has guided us? Like one whom the devils in the earth confounded and tempted, he has companions calling him to guidance. Come to us. Say, God's guidance is the guidance, and he commanded us to submit to the Lord of the worlds, and to establish prayer and fear him. And he is the one to whom you will be gathered. And he is the one who created the heavens and the earth with truth. And on the day he says, be, and his saying is the truth. And his is the kingdom on the day when the horns are blown, nor of the unseen and the witnessed. And he is the all-wise, the all-aware. And when Abraham said to his father Azar, do you take things that you love as gods? Indeed, I see you and your people in clear error. Thus we show Abraham the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, so that he may be of those who are certain. When the night darkened over him, he saw a star, and he said, this is my Lord. When it set, he said, I do not like those who set. When he saw the moon rising, he said, this is my Lord. When it set, he said, if my Lord does not guide me, I will surely be of the misguided people. When he saw the sun rising, he said, this is my Lord. This is the greatest. Then when it set, he said, O my people, I am faultless of what you associate with others. Indeed, I have turned my face to the one who created the heavens and the earth, upright, and I am not of those who associate partners with God. And he argued with his people. He said, do you argue with me about God? And he has guided me, and I do not fear what you associate with him, unless my Lord wills something. My Lord encompasses everything in knowledge. Will you not remember? And how should I fear what you have associated with? And you do not fear that you have associated with God that for which he has not sent down authority over you. Which of the two parties is more deserving of security, if you only knew? Those who believe and do not mix up their faith with injustice, they have security and they are guided. And that is our argument which we gave to Abraham against his people. We raise the ranks of whomever we wish. Indeed, your Lord is wise and knowing. And we gave him Isaac and Jacob, both of whom we guided. And Noah we guided before. And from his offspring, David, Solomon, Job, Joseph, Moses, and Aaron. Thus do we reward the doers of good. And Zachary, and John, and Jesus, and Elias, each of the righteous. And Ishmael, and Elisha, and Jonah, and Lot, and both of them we preferred over the worlds. And from their fathers, offsprings, and brothers, we chose them and guided them to a straight path. That is the guidance of God. He guides with it whomever He wills of His servants, and if they were partners, He would have nullified from them what they used to do. Those are the ones to whom we gave the book, the wisdom, and the prophecy. If those people disbelieve in it, we have entrusted it to a people who are not unbelievers in it. Those are the ones whom God has guided, so follow their guidance. Say, I do not ask of you any reward for it. It is only a reminder to the worlds. And they did not appreciate God as He deserves when they said, God has not sent down anything to human beings. Say, who sent down the book that Moses brought as light and a guidance for the people that you make into papers, that you show and hide much? And you have learned what neither you nor your fathers knew. Say, God, then leave them in their fights to play. And this is a book we have revealed, blessed, confirming the one before it, and let the mother of cities and those around her be warned. Those who believe in the hereafter believe in it, and they guard their prayers. And who is more unjust than one who invents a lie against God, or says, it has been revealed to me, but nothing has been revealed to him, and who says, I will send down the like of what God has sent down. And if you could see, then the wrongdoers are in the midst of death, and the angels spread out their hands. Get yourselves out. Today you will be recompensed with the torment of humiliation, because you used to say something about God other than the truth, and you were arrogant about His signs. And you have come to us individually as we created you the first time, and you left what we gave you behind your backs, and we do not see with you your intercessors, those whom you claimed were partners in you. It has been severed between you, and what you used to claim has gone astray. God is the splitter of seeds and fruit stones. He brings forth the living from the dead, and He brings forth the dead from the living. That is God, for how can you be misled? He caused the mornings to come and made the night for resting, and the sun and the moon to count with us. That is the design of the mighty, the all-knowing. And it is He who made the stars for you to be guided by them in the darkness of land and sea. We have detailed the verses for people who know. And it is He who brought you forth from a single soul, so it is settled and deposited. We have detailed the verses for people who understand. And He is the one who sends down water from the sky, then brings forth with it the vegetation of everything. Then we bring forth green from it, we bring forth from it grain overlapping, and from the date palms from their polluting benches close together, and gardens of grapes and olives, and the pomegranate, similar and not similar. Look at its fruit when it bears fruit and ripen it. Indeed, there are signs in that for people who believe. And they assign to God as partners the jinn, and He created them, and they created sons and daughters of Him without knowledge. Glory be to Him, He above what they describe. Creator of the heavens and the earth, how could He have a son and not have a wife? He created everything, and He is all-knowing. That is God your Lord, there is no deity but He, the creator of everything, so worship Him, and He is the guardian over everything. Sights do not perceive Him, but He perceives sights, and He is the subtle, the aware. Insights have come to you from your Lord, so whoever sees it is for himself, and whoever is blind, it is for himself. And I am not a guardian over you. And so we explain the verses, and let them say, I have studied, and we will make it clear to people who know. Follow what has been revealed to you from your Lord. There is no deity but He. And turn away from those who associate partners with God. Had God willed, they would not have associated partners, nor would we have made you a guardian over them, nor would you be their guardian. And do not revile those they invoke besides God, lest they revile God as an enemy without knowledge. Thus we have made fair to every nation their work. Then to their Lord is their return, so he will inform them of what they used to do. And they swear by God with the strongest of their oaths, that if a sign comes to them, they will believe in it. Say, the signs are only with God, and what makes you feel that if they come, they will not believe? And we turn their hearts and their eyes, just as they did not believe in it the first time, and we leave them blindly in their transgression. And if we had sent down the angels to them, and the dead had spoken to them, and we had gathered all things before them, they would not have believed unless God willed. But most of them are ignorant. Thus we made for every prophet an enemy, devils of mankind and jinn, inspiring one another with embellishment of speech, deceit, and if your Lord had willed, they would not have done it. So leave them and what they fabricate. And let the hearts of those who do not believe in the hereafter listen to him, and let them please him, and let them commit what they commit. Shall I seek judgment from other than God, while he is the one who sent down to you the book in detail? Those to whom we have given the book know that it was sent down from your Lord with truth. So do not be of those who doubt. And the word of your Lord has been fulfilled with truth and justice. There is no changing his words, and he is the all-hearing, the all-knowing. And if you obey most of those on earth, they will mislead you from the way of God. They follow nothing but conjecture, and they only deceive. Your Lord knows best who strays from his path, and he knows best those who are guided. So eat of that over which God's name has been mentioned if you are believers in his verses. And why do you not eat of that over which God's name has been mentioned, and he has detailed for you of what he has forbidden you except what you are compelled to do, and that many are misguided by their desires without knowledge? Indeed, your Lord is most knowing of the transgressors. And leave the outward and inward sin for those who earn sin and will be recompensed for what they used to do. And do not eat of that over which God's name has not been mentioned, and it is debauchery. And the devils inspire their allies to argue with you, and if you obey them, you associate partners with God. Is he who was dead, then we gave him life and made for him a light by which he walks among the people, be compared with that who is in the darkness from which he cannot emerge? Thus it has been made pleasing to the unbelievers what they used to do. And likewise we placed in every village its greatest criminal, so that they plot in it, and they only plot against themselves, and they do not perceive. And when a sign comes to them, they say, we will not believe until we are given what God's messengers were given. God knows best where to place his message. Those who have committed crimes are insignificant in front of God, and a severe punishment for what they used to plot. So whomever God desires to guide, he opens his breast for exclusive surrender to God, and whomsoever God desires to lead astray, he makes his chest narrow and constricting, as if he were ascending into the heavens. Thus God makes abomination upon those who do not believe. And this is the straight path of your Lord. We have detailed the verses for a people who remember. They have the abode of peace with their Lord, and he is their guardian over what they used to do. And on the day when he will gather them all, O company of jinn, you have multiplied in numbers from mankind. And their friends among mankind will say, our Lord, we have enjoyed each other, and we have reached our term which you have appointed for us. He will say, the fire is your abode, wherein they will abide forever, except as God wills. Indeed, your Lord is all-wise, all-knowing. Thus, we give some of the wrongdoers to others for what they used to earn. O company of jinn and mankind, did not messengers from among you come to you recounting to you my verses and warning you of the meeting of this day of yours? They said, we testified against ourselves. and the life of this world deceived them, and they testified against themselves that they were unbelievers. That is because your Lord will not destroy the towns unjustly while its people are oblivious. And each has degrees of what they have done, and your Lord is not heedless of what they do. And your Lord is all sufficient, possessor of mercy. If He wills, He will take you away and appoint successors after you as He wills, just as He produced you from the offspring of other people. What you are promised is coming, and you are incapable. Say, O my people, work according to your position. I am at work, so you will know who will have their ultimate house. Surely the wrongdoers will not succeed. And they assigned to God a portion of the crops and cattle that He created, and they said, This is for God, as they claim, and this is for our partners. So what was for their partners does not reach God, and whatever belongs to God, it reaches their partners. What they ordain is bad. Likewise, for many of the people who associate partners with God, the killing of their children was made pleasing to their partners, in order to destroy them, and to confuse them with their religion. And if God willed, they would not have done it, so leave them and what they fabricate. And they said, These cattle and crops are reserved. No one can eat them except whomever we please, according to their claim. And cattle whose backs are forbidden, and cattle for which they do not mention God's name, forging lies against Him, He will recompense them for what they used to forge. And they said that what is in the womb of these cattle is exclusively for our males and forbidden to our wives. And if it is dead, then they are partners in it. He will reward them for their description. He is wise, knowing. Lost are those who killed their children foolishly, without knowledge, and deprived them of what God has provided for them, forging against God. They have gone astray, and they have not been guided. And He it is who has produced gardens, trellised and untrellised, and palm trees, and crops of different foods, and olives, and pomegranates, similar and not similar. Eat of its fruit when it bears fruit, and give its due on the day of its harvest. And do not be extravagant. He does not like wasteful people. And from the cattle, some for load, and some for the sake of skin and fur. Eat of what God has provided you, and do not follow the footsteps of Satan, for he is an open enemy to you. 8 pairs, 2 of sheep, and 2 of goats. Say, are the 2 males sacred, or the 2 females? Did the wombs of the 2 females contain him? Inform me of knowledge if you are truthful. And of the camels, 2, and of the cows too. Say, are the 2 males sacred, or the 2 females? Did the womb of the 2 females not contain him? Or were you witnesses when God commanded you this? And who is more unjust than he who invents a lie against God to lead people astray without knowledge? Indeed, God does not guide the wrongdoing people. Say, I do not find in what has been revealed to me forbidden for one who eats it unless it is a dead meat, or blood poured upon, or the flesh of swine, for it is an abomination, or immorality dedicated to other than God. And so whoever is forced without desire and not exceeding, then your Lord is forgiving, merciful. And upon those who are Jews, we have forbidden every animal with a nail, and for cows and sheep we prohibited for them their fat, except that which was carried by their backs or the sides, or what was mixed with the bones of that. We recompense them for their transgression, and we are truthful. If they deny you, then say, Your Lord is endowed with ample mercy, and His punishment is not turned away from the criminal people. Those who associate partners will say, If God had willed, we would not have associated partners, nor would our fathers, nor would we have forbidden anything. Likewise, those before them lied until they tasted our punishment. Say, do you have any knowledge? So bring it out for us. You only follow conjecture, and you only lie. Say, God has the ultimate argument, and if He wished, He would have guided you all. Say, bring your witnesses who testify that God has forbidden this. And if they testify, do not testify with them, and do not follow the whims of those who deny our signs, and those who do not believe in the hereafter, and they ascribe equals to their Lord. Say, Come, I will recite what your Lord has forbidden you, that you do not associate anything with him, and do good to parents, and do not kill your children out of poverty. We provide for you and for them, and do not approach immorality, what is visible of it and what is concealed, and do not kill the soul that God has forbidden, except with justice. That is what he commanded you, so that you may understand. And do not approach the orphan's money except in a way to enhance it until he reaches maturity. And give full measure, and the balance is just. We do not burden a soul beyond its capacity. And if you say, then be just, even if it is a relative, and fulfill God's covenant. He commanded you with it so that you may remember. And that this is my straight path, so follow it, and do not follow other paths, for they will separate you from his path. Then we gave Moses the book, completely according to the one who did good and detailed everything, and guidance and mercy, so that they might believe in the meeting of their Lord. And this is a blessed book we have sent down, so follow it, and fear that you may receive mercy. That you say the book was only sent down to 2 groups before us, though we were heedless of studying them? Or do you say, if the book had been sent down to us, we would have been more guided than them? For there has come to you clear proof from your Lord, guidance and mercy. Who is more unjust than he who belies God's sign and turns away from them? We will recompense those who turn away from our signs with an evil punishment for what they turned away. Are they waiting only for the angels to come to them, or your Lord to come, or some of the signs of your Lord to come? On the day when some of the signs of the Lord will come, it will not benefit a soul whose faith did not believe before, or did it earn good through its faith. Say, wait, we are waiting. Indeed, those who divided their religion and became sects, I am not one of them in anything, but their matter is up to God. Then he informs them of what they used to do. Whoever brings a good deed will have 10 times the like of it, and whoever brings an evil deed will not be recompensed except with the like of it, and they will not be wronged. Say, my Lord has guided me to a straight path, a true religion, the religion of Abraham, Hanifa, and he was not of those who associate partners with God. Say that my prayer, my devotion, my life, and my death are for God, Lord of the worlds. He has no partner, and with that I have been commanded, and I am the first of those exclusively surrendered to God. Say, should I seek interest in other than God? And he is the Lord of all things, and every soul earns nothing but upon it, and no bearer of burden bears the burden of another. Then to your Lord is your return. Then he will inform you of what you used to differ in. And it is he who made you viceroys of the earth and raised some of you above others in ranks, that he might test you in what he has given you. Indeed, your Lord is quick in punishment, and he is forgiving, merciful.